Hey, Steve Pitt here. Well, let's use another Randall talk is set back a cow, suspended. Let's see what happened. Okay, Randy goes to suspend talks with U.S. and protests over Trump's threats. U.S. president threatened to bomb Iran and kidnap negotiating team unless Strait of Hormuz is reopened. Iran negotiators suspended high-stake talks with the U.S. in Switzerland in protest in the stream of threats issued by Trump to bomb Iran and to even kidnap the Iranian negotiating team unless the Strait of Hormuz is reopened. It was clear if Iran walked out with swimming or symbolic show of protest, but before leaving the face-to-face talks in Bucharest, Iran reached a draft agreement over how the U.S. will lifting the sanctions on Iran oil and one of the key producing conditions with Iran will be open. Excuse me. Iran officials claimed that they will be issued soon, adding progress has been made in unfreezing Iranian assets and overseas bank accounts. Iran and the U.S. last week signed a memorandum of understanding designed to lift the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, leading to 6 days of talks on the Iran's civil nuclear program. Trump streamed aggressive threats on social media and TV interviews unfiltered across the land to the grocery site, caused anger among the Iranian grocery team, said they represent an unacceptable threat to the personal safety, pointing out the memorandum signed by Trump last week include a non-aggressive pact. Trump threats contrasted with the tone adopted by his Vice President J.D. Vance, said he had been asked by the president to use the talks to turn over a new leaf for Iran. Chief of negotiation Mohammed Badr Galfar said, "I don't think to themselves that if the threats had any effect, they would have reached a desperation of face today. We don't take American threats into account at all." But the delegation felt compelled to walk out and protest partly because domestic political pressure on the negotiators, so they distrust Trump negotiation team. Iran said it has rebounded its blockade in the Strait of Hormuz and protesters continue Israeli attacks on Lebanon, and said Trump was allowing Israel to breach the memorandum of understanding signed by U.S. President and his Iranian counterpart Masoud Pezeshkian last week. Memorandum calls for ceasefire all threats, but Israel killed more than 30 people in attacks on Saturday in central and southern Lebanon. Iran immediately stopped the high-paid proxies in Lebanon from causing trouble, and Trump wrote on social media, if they don't, we'll hit Iran very hard again. In 20 minutes poll call with Fox News was revealed his sensitivity to the criticism being directed at him by Republicans and Democrats alike. He said, "We may take it with a strain. We may have, if we have to. They don't have to make a deal. We all cut toes." For the Strait, he appeared to threaten to kidnap the Iranian negotiators. He closed it, and you won't have a country. You won't even make it back to your fucking country. U.S. President's threat lead to a formal protest by Iranians to the media and city band they described as this bullying was brought under control. As well as talks with Switzerland has played down the impact of violence in the lands of the Pakistan made towards any hostility there. These things is a little bit messy. Adopting contrasting moment tone to Trump, and what our president has asked us to do is to turn over a new leaf, to transform our relationship with the people of Iran, and to extend to the outstretched hand. Let's say the people of Iran is that your leadership was willing to give up being a driver of regional instability, and if they're willing to give up nuclear business for a long term, then the United States is ready to firmly transform a relationship with the country. The question is, how much can we accomplish together? Can we turn over a new leaf? The U.S. Energy Secretary Chris Weiss said the renewed Iranian blockade have no effect. Claimed that 67 ships had transited the waterway on Saturday on top of 55 ships on Friday. The practical impact of the Iranian decision to keep the strait closed is yet to be tested, but Trump's last week he said the world was 4 weeks from running out of sufficient refined oil, and said it would have been a worldwide recession. They have not agreed to the straits reopening by lifting blockade on Iranians or Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, a close conversation with Trump. I spent 4.5 hours with President Trump on Friday. Here's what I think will happen. If the deals fall, President Trump is going to trace the whole Strait of Hormuz before us. We will charge the fees for those who go to the operation, and if Iran contests control of the Strait of Hormuz, we will blade on it. Oh, big attack from missiles. Big talk from Miss Lindsay. Trump is on the fifth attack from U.S. support of Israel, who angry that puts the tax ban on Israel Prime Minister. But oh yeah, politics and bought by AIPAC, yeah, and other Zionist Jews, yeah. As far as I say, fuck those politics. Now back to this text. Speaking of the Memorial Service for his late brother, Jonathan Nedu said Israel will remain in security buffer zones in southern Lebanon for long enough, said. A reference that can be area up to 6 miles from the border that Israel has occupied. Netanyahu recently claimed that he will not allow Iran to arm itself with nuclear weapons. I say that talks most focus on a ceasefire the term of the reopening strait and lifting of U.S. sanctions on Iranian oil export alongside unfreezing Iranian SSL board. The head of the Iranian government, Badr Galfan, brought with him the chief executive of the national Iranian oil company, and said the heads of Iran Central Bank says the technique of oil section being lifted and the channels to which flows of money can be directed to Iran are at the forefront of Iranian thinking. The Iranian delegates refused to appeal and come alongside the U.S. delegates led by Iran. Trump saw General Kiss and U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, but the new delegation was briefly filmed in the format of talk Iran, Pakistan, in the Great Center format. Qatar is deeply interested as joint mediator alongside Pakistan. The head of UN Washington, Rafael Grossi, also is first for it. But the U.S. wants to postpone talks on the future aspects of nuclear sites until the sanctions disputes are resolved. The aim is to resolve the nuclear issues with the close efficacy of the IAEA inspection within 60 days, but the period can be extended by mutual agreement. Well, there you have it. Yeah, I don't know what it's going to say. You know, many times Trump has said, like the roof, like the boy who cried roof. Trump cry peep and do a little stock manipulation. But here's the thing. Our strategic oil reserves are drilling, so pretty soon you're going to see gas going as high as $9 a gallon. And then you have the sticking point where Iran is backing Hezbollah, and when is U.S. put pressure on Israel, stop attacking Lebanon and leave Lebanon alone. Now you can apply pressure by cutting Israel of all its arms and money, but 100%, 99% of the Republicans in Congress, and probably about 80% of the Democrats in Congress are all bought in Israel's lobbying groups like AIPAC or some other lobbying group, or by millionaire Zionist Jew and probably about Zionist Christians. So yeah, that's going to be a big sticking point right there. So I don't really expect much going, but Trump swinging his little mushroom around also contributed to a little setback to the talks. And where the fuck is Marco Rubio? Should he be negotiating? He's the Secretary of State, or could he put a Deputy Secretary of State in the negotiating team? So what the F, man? Yeah, this is Steve Pitt signing out.